I'll keep going till my speakers can't blow. I'll keep going till my speakers can't blow. I'll keep going till my speakers can't blow. I'll keep going till my till my speakers can't. I'll keep going till my speakers can't blow. 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 Till my speakers come. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow. I'll keep going till my speakers come blow.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, ain't know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. The way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
I'll keep going till my speaker calm blows. I'll keep going till my speaker calm blows. I'll keep going till my speaker calm blows. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my speaker calm. I'll keep going till my speaker calm blows. 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 Going till my speaker calm blows. I'll keep going till my speaker calm blows. I'll keep going till my speaker calm blows. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my speaker calm. I'll keep going till my speaker calm blows. 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 I'll keep going till my speaker calm blows.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a Benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brother since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, and Kidia.
All All right, we're back with some more ESL Challenger League Season 50 North America Cup number 4. I am JRT, joined by Boggs, and today we have the lower consolidation final, Austin.
Yeah, it's a one more elimination matchup before we get to the grand final tomorrow, and we'll see what team is facing off against Skin Rave in that one. But it's another rematch, a very popular series that's happened quite a bit over the last couple of months between Marsborne and Getting Info, and I believe also it's happened once before in this tournament. So we'll see if there's a little bit of revenge on the table here for Marsborne.
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of been a back and forth affair. Marsborne actually won the previous 3 series before that one that happened in this cup, and that was Voca who swept it 2-0. And I feel like Voca, since adding Dia, have really hit that next gear. They're very difficult to overcome on a lot of occasions, especially when they hit their ceiling. So it depends on how things go. Train has been flawless for them, though, and I feel like once we get the veto, I don't know if it's going to come through, but I'm assuming they will pick into that again, because last time they did, and then we got Overpass, and I believe the leftover was Ancient. Anyway, we're really getting ahead of ourselves. Let's check out the lower bracket and how it's gone so far for both of these teams. I think Marsborne, obviously a bit of a later addition because they got through that upper bracket pretty deep into the upper bracket, I should say, and you saw them enter the semifinals. But that Mythic match, we talked about it before, Austin, not exactly great for Marsborne.
No, it was a little shaky for Marsborne, especially dropping the first map, and even the other 2 weren't exactly clean. So there's some concerns in my book for Marsborne, what they're going to do against a team the likes of Getting Info, who we saw take Skin Rave the distance last night. Yes, there was a 2-0 bounce back victory for Marsborne over Boss, but I think that does also have to have an asterisk, given Boss's shakiness as well as of late.
Yeah, they've been pretty poor, unfortunately, for Boss. And even then, we talked about Boss. You talk about Boss being shaky, but Marsborne, it was 13-9, 13-6, and in fact, it was fairly good at the beginning of Ancient. The middle, there were some shaky moments, and then afterwards they closed it out strong, especially on Inferno. But it's still there was that moment you're like, well, maybe Boss has a chance here, and in my mind, that shouldn't have happened because of how. I mean, unfortunately for Boss, how poorly they're playing right now. Marsborne should have been a little more convincing. They were more convincing in my mind than it was against Mythic, but still, there were some question marks. And against Voca, you don't have any room to make those types of mistakes, to have any question marks, I should say.
No, you really don't, especially the way the individuals played last night for Voca or Getting Info, as we'll see the 2 names kind of used interchangeably right now. But here comes the ban, Inferno, Mirage, both make sense. The train pick also for Getting Info makes a lot of sense as well. But there's the swap up. It's a nuke pick from Marsborne, and I do like that call a bit.
Yeah, I do. I like it as well. I mean, they picked into Overpass because they were the only ones picking Overpass against Getting Info right now, and they went 1-1. They won the first time, so oh, okay, we got a 13-11. Let's try again, and they lost 9-13 in the next one. So that's probably why they picked into it previously. Now they're saying, look, let's go for their next least played map, or map they have the most struggles on, I should say, in Nuke, because they're 10-6 for Marsborne versus 2-2 on the side of Getting Info. So I do like that pick, mixing it up, but it's still going to be the same decider if we should need it. Honestly, Train isn't bad for Marsborne. It's just that since going under the banner of Voca, it's been flawless, for this Getting Info squad. But anyway, I say under the banner of Voca, technically still being called Getting Info here. But yeah, you understand my meaning.
Yep, and the other thing, too, is the fact that, you have the 2 in a row wins, but one of those was a 13-4. So even stronger of a victory for the Getting Info Voca side. And of course, you have the op prowess of Dia to factor into that as well. It's going to be an interesting duel between him and Wolfie as we get into Train. I think Dia has a little bit more of a skill ceiling than Wolfie, at least in terms of raw fragging potential.
Yeah, no, I do agree. I think if you just look at their numbers, compare them specifically on train, you've got Wolfie sitting at a 1.10 rating, which kind of low, but the CT stats are fantastic. A 1.28 rating on CT side over 19 maps played. So that's where you're looking at Wolfie versus Dia, who's actually better on the T side. He's got a 1.16 rating overall, so already better than Wolfie, and his T rating 1.20 versus CT rating 1.12. But overall, if you're looking at the more balanced opera right now on train, it's Dia. No questions asked. He's going to be the one that'll be more consistent and probably be able to provide a little more firepower. Not to mention, in terms of raw skill, they're pretty close. I mean, Wolfie's a really good opera, and I think he kind of took a hit when he became IGL, right? Because we didn't see his best. But now he's getting back to the level where I feel like he can go toe-to-toe with Dia. We'll see if it's the case here. We're jumping into the action on train. Opening frag already out. Slump's going to get it. Viz gets 2 back, but he burns alive in that Molotov. That's pretty impressive for him to even get those 2 considering the circumstances. And now here come getting info, but Chop and 60 are waiting to receive them. And we'll get a couple. Carson, last one available, 1v2.
Well, he's got the read to go back towards B, and he might just win the race. He will. The 2 CTs stuck in Z. Bomb plant safely here for Carson. But there is a nade, and that's going to go out and do a little bit of chip to Carson. I like this rotation, though, around the train. They're not ready for it, are they? Tap, look, one down. Quick taps from Carson. All down to Chop now. As Carson to play around the bomb train, and he'll take down Chop as well. Magnificent 1 versus 2 for Carson. And the round will end as it probably should have finished. But, you know, a little bit too close for comfort there with the reinforcements coming through on the rotation initially.
Yeah, honestly, that was crazy. I thought Marsborne had the round by the time 60, along with, I believe it was Viz, got those frags to come through. But in the end, it is going to be Carson with a beautiful 1v2 clutch. 3 frags on the board for him, and I think he's the player that we also have to keep an eye on here on Train, because Train's so many rotations, and Carson tends to be aggressive and go for some early fights, so I feel like we're going to see him very often, and probably having significant impact here for Voka. Flashbang going to get tossed by Slump. And looking at Carson specifically on Train, he's 1.14 on the squad, and actually a little lower than his regular rating, and 1.11 on Train. Usually he's more potent on maps like Ancient, Mirage, where you have that mid-space that you can take very quickly and aggressively. But, you know, right here we saw what he can do already on Train, just able to maneuver himself towards that B site and clutch the 1v2 very decisively, just because of his decision-making, I think.
Yeah, he played that perfectly, worked around the train, doesn't shoot too early. They'll get the opening onto 60 as well as Shane follows up with 1 on a Chop. B site wide open, bomb's going to go down, and the force buy for Marsborne does absolutely nothing. Barely any damage delivered, just 14 points onto Shane. And the remaining 3 for the CTs are going to be forced to save here. They cannot really attempt to go for a retake, so we'll wait and see round number 3. It's going to be half by around those saved guns, but that is an incredibly flat start for Marsborne in the first sort of test. It's not a full even test, but the MP9's up close should at least be good for 1.
Yeah, only damage, not even that much. Shane, 86 health. Everyone else full health. This is going to build up the economy nicely for getting info. And that'll do it. 2-0. As Marsborne will save, as you mentioned, a couple of MP9s to scout. No investment in this round. Maybe Chop gets a P250. Maybe. But outside of that... No, actually 60 did upgrade to a Deagle. And yeah, there's the P250 for Chop. So 60 going a little deeper into his pocketbooks to get that Deagle in his hands, but you can't really blame him. He can be pretty potent with it. As we jump into round number 3... I mean, you know, we're not expecting any miracles from Marsborne. They've been playing a ton of Counter-Strike lately and haven't really had a chance to look at the tape to try and make adjustments up against this Getting Info squad. But right here, a lot of damage being done. Snap down to half health, Shane at 1, but Snap hits the nade, and Slump takes care of Chop, trying to come out of Pop Dog. We're down to a 3v3, and oh my goodness, everyone on Getting Info is on notice. Nade gonna fly through. Wolfie gets down to half health, but he holds his ground, hits the shot on Shane. One player isolated at Snap towards A, and he's gone too. Carson late to the party, now in a 1v3, and we'll spam a couple of shots, but eventually fades off. He's got time. He doesn't have to rush this.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have a lot of health, so he's going to have to be quick on the trigger with every single engagement. The lucky thing is there's no utility for anybody on Marsborne, so it'll just be dry fights all the way out. He'll run into the scout, though, doesn't see Wolfie there. Definitely not playing 16-9. I don't think anybody really does, and so Wolfie gets the freebie, and Marsborne steal away around that they really didn't have much business winning until they just showed up on A.
Yeah, that was just upgraded pistols for 60 and Chop, and everyone else carried over what they had in that force buy, and this time it goes really well for them. They have enough money to buy the op, Wolfie. Upgrading that immediately. An AK in the mix, that's pretty promising for Marsborne. I mean, if you look at their train, aside from really those losses to Voka, well, maybe I'll take that back, actually. They have been losing quite a bit as of late. Phoenix, M80, NRG, though those are very good train teams as well. And then you have Voka back-to-back. But before that, they had 4 in a row. Beat Wildcard, Lag twice, Notorious, and I believe actually Getting Info, right? They beat them twice back in September. They were having success against them. I'm just wondering if that was with Dia. It was with Dia. That was when Dia was with the roster. So curious how that has quickly kind of flipped in favor of Getting Info. Maybe that changes again here.
Well, 60, first one to make contact over towards E-Box. Walks out, turns away, pushes towards T-Con. They don't clear him, though, and he's able to take out Slump pretty quickly. Bit lucky there as he could have been finished off. Snav and Shane will now trade life and death. Wolfie looks for another, and Snav with a nice little wide swing. He's heating up with that Khalil there. Salat is second on the round. Viz up close on the bomb train. One onto Dia, trying to crouch around. Chop through as well for support. Drops Carson. All down to Snav now. He's been good on this round. Needs to be great. Spots one, they know where he is. Snav scaling forward around the bomb train, uses that smoke as a little bit of cover, has to be wary, and Viz pops around the gap, finishes him off, and there's 2 straight for Marsborne off the bounce now, and the money is gone for Voka Getting Info, and they will have to go for a half buy here at best, unless they really want to go for a force, which, given the players on this team, is not out of the realm of possibility, although would be a very unwise decision.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the last 2 engagements on Train, actually the first 6 or so rounds tend to be kind of back and forth, you know? In the match that they got only 4 rounds, 3 of them came in the first 6. And in that previous one, where it was 9-13 in favor of Getting Info, Marsborne actually ended up getting 5 of the first 7 rounds. They were up 5-2 on their CT side before Getting Info turned it around entirely.
We'll see what they can do here. I mean, T-side is not the easiest on Train, so they do have to get some slack. I mean, they still have above 50% win rate on T-side at 51.8, which is kind of incredible. When you look over at Marsborne, it's 44.5, so definitely some disparate stat lines there. 60, though, jumping up 2, making 3 and 4. I know it's eco-farming, but he's going to ace this out. How does he even start that off, though, is the best question. And I don't think he really minds. Besides, he's just clipped himself a highlight reel play. Let's get that on the replay.
Oh, my God, Sixy. When Six is getting aces, you know that it might be a long day for you. Starts getting implicated. One. What's that?
Or maybe a short one.
Oh, yeah. Depends on how you look at it, because I suppose a long day could be getting blown out. Because you have to go through round after round, and you just don't want to do it anymore. But, yeah. Depends on the perspective. Sixy. Looking to get in on the action again. Obviously just not on the eco, but still, you know, we've seen ecos come through and be pretty potent. 3-2 for Marsborne. I mean, if you look at both of these teams, they're both, and I've said this before, teams that are on the rise in North America. I think, you know, the addition of Carson back to this roster, Dia as well, on the Getting Info side has really shifted them in a very, very positive way. And the same kind of story with 60 being added to Marsborne. Wolfie was the beneficiary of that, was able to let go of the IGL duties and focus more on the pure fragging power that he has a lot of. And then Viz improved as well. It's you know, a team that is difficult to beat, honestly, for most teams. And now Wolfie is going to get 160, another. This is a gun round for getting info that's being made to look like an eco. Wolfie doing great work with the AWP in the early goings. He's up to 5 frags, looking to make it 6. And he only has one more target. It is Dia, but Dia does not have the big green in his hands. Missed shot from Wolfie, and it will cost him his life, but information gained. And of course, the nade getting Dia down to only 5 points of health. 1 bullet, and he's toast. Grizz lines up that bullet and takes care of it. 4-2 for Marsborne.
Great response from Marsborne despite dropping the first couple of rounds. They win that second sort of pseudo force buy where they saved the 3 guns, the 2 MP9s, and the scout won that round. And since then they haven't lost a single one, and getting info, Voka are looking very, very drawn out right now. Yes, they got mollied by 60 on the third Marsborne win because he just did 60 things with the M4. But other than that, even without those kind of one-man individual shows, it's still a pretty rough slope right now for Voka, and they're back on the pistols again. They're going back towards 60's area of expertise, and he'll just pop through a smoke, take a head, and back away, not wanting to give over a free rifle, but he is activated in a way I haven't seen in a hot minute, and that's not a good sign for Voka.
No, he was doing it against Boss, actually, as well. He was really, really good there, especially on that first map. Anyway, Chop going to get 160, another while he's flashed and all, and this is not going the way of getting info at all. Slump has the bomb on his back, trying to deviate towards the A site. Unfortunately for Slump, Grizz is waiting here, and, well, Wolfie is too. In fact, Wolfie swung around and took care of it from Z. Marsborne up to 5 and getting info suddenly falling flat in their faces. They will get a gun. The gun's out again, though. It'll be AKs and an AWP. Heading into round number 8.
Finally, Dia gets his big green up. We'll see what he can do. That's one thing I wanted to see. Maybe that can change things for the getting info side. It's getting that op up for their sniper. Lots of early utility damage, and Wolfie wins the oppers. Dual shotgun opping. He has Grizz. Yeah, I thought he did as well, but no, Grizz just gets the AK headshot instead. Far less dramatic, but still another kill. And getting info are getting bullied on their T side right now, and I would have honestly liked to see them call a timeout into this round. But what do you do when the individuals on Marsborne are winning every single duel? Aggressive peek to get the first, second man in gets the kill, although I think Wolfie probably had it if the headshot from Grizz doesn't come through. What are you going to do against that?
I don't know. Yeah, it's difficult because they're just taking fights down Ivy, and I'm pretty sure getting info we're anticipating that. It also, I guess I may have been a little mistaken because I didn't think Marsborne would be able to make the adaptations, but it seems like they have. If they get the win in this round, it will be the biggest lead that they've had over getting info over the last 3 maps of Train. Snap trying to fight through here. Missed shot from Wolfie. He was partially blinded, so it wasn't the easiest, but he throws the incendiary down. Eventually will be fragged, but Slump cannot survive. Neither can Snap. Viz and Grizz combo up, and there it is. Indeed, the biggest lead for Marsborne over the past 3 maps of Train against getting info.
That's something that Marsborne definitely needed, and they are out to a flying start here. All the individuals are firing all cylinders and getting info. Snav's been trying to do what he can, but outside of a couple of kills here that doesn't really amount to anything, there's nothing positive for Voka. They're back on the pistols. Tech-9's armor looking to run back in towards B, where, of course, 60's going to be on the fast rotation. He's been shutting them down single-handedly, although they're going to leave Chop over on B alone for now, playing up towards upper halls. It's an interesting decision to solo against pistols here, but I guess they want to avoid the chaos of a full-on exec out on A with the pistols closing the gap. Chop's got to be careful not to get caught out here. He'll spot the shoulder. 1 kill. That'll signal 60 to come back through. He'll line up 3. 1, 2 up line. Makes it a team kill. So it's all 60 all day. Chop will actually end up with 3 as 60 got helped out by Chop up top. And that's 7 straight for Marsborne now. And they are flying through this map. Good grief, they can do no wrong.
Yeah, this is the first time that Marsborne have had this type of dominant performance on Train CT side for a while, really. I mean, the last 5, as I mentioned, have not been great for them. All losses. Eventually, every losing streak has to end, or most losing streaks anyway. Some of them don't.
Yep.
But in this case, I feel like it should, because Marsborne are actually a pretty good Train team. They were just in a bit of a slump. And right here, we're seeing their potential be realized. Wolfie and Sixy do take a lot of early damage, and that Molotov sail's pretty shallow. I mean, it's not going to fuss Wolfie or Sixy at all. They're just going to hold this line. I like the setup a lot, but the flashbang is fantastic. The timing is even better, though, for Wolfie. Slump gone, and Sixy pops out as well. Shane had no idea that was going to come through. 5v3 again for Marsborne, and now you see Getting Info trying to adjust. They go towards T-Con instead.
I'll rotate out, try to go out towards A. Snav will get the entry onto Viz. That's a good start.
Carson. Was he seen?
Oh, I don't think so. Yeah, Chop doesn't know he's here. But this is such an uphill battle. I don't think he takes the shot here. Lets him go. Oh, no, he'll take the kill. That will throw a little bit of chaos in. And even it up a little bit, but Snav is so low. The bomb is in a bad spot to recover. And, of course, Sixy's here. One quick headshot. Doesn't matter. Snav was 1 HP. And time is going to become an enemy. What a shot!
What?
Goodness!
Okay, Sixy.
Yep.
He's powered up right now.
He's back.
Really is. I mean, look, he's always been a great fragger. That's never been a doubt in our minds. But the fact that he's doing this and IGLing at the same time is even crazier.
What if he's not IGLing right now?
No, he is.
I'm just trying to justify this, John. Okay. There's no justification for what he's doing.
No, it's insane. I mean, in some instances, right, in that situation, he doesn't really have to say much. They have the bomb, so he can actually just focus on taking the shots and going around those corners. So maybe that lets him focus up. And wow, 14-5, 8-2 for Marsborne. And as you mentioned, 8 in a row, no money for the side of Getting Info. A hero AK that already gets burned down to an itty-bitty crisp. A 5v4 AK not recoverable here, or shouldn't be. Looks like Carson may be able to grab it. They had to use a smoke here, or was that a CT smoke? Either way, our Carson will get a headshot. Wow, Grizz caught off guard. And perhaps a recovery on the cards here for Getting Info. Nice Molotov thrown by Carson as well. Wolfie forced off the angle. They can get to the A site. Shane, the deagle shot, Carson, the AK, and he's doing so much work with it, tearing through the defense of Marsborne. Sixy, the last one available. But he's been good for clutches like this before.
He's been good. We'll see. He's got a low HP player in Carson, which makes it a little bit easier. Snav is dead as well, and he's been a thorn in the side of Marsborne here. Sixy, though, spotted, doesn't get his opening kill. Needed that one, no utility to help him out. Has to do it all raw firepower-wise, and he is running out of time, and I think he's just going to run away here, try and save the AK. Gets harassed by Dia. Should be caught in the back by Carson. Indeed, he is.
What a round for Carson.
Very good round for Carson. He needed to step up. Somebody needed to do something on Getting Info. And finally, they get a round back on the board after losing 8 straight. And that's a slide you need to stop. And now they're going to call attack timeout, which is interesting. And hopefully find themselves a fourth at the end of the half to try and get something back into this one. Still, the second half pistol is going to be so critical.
Yeah, no question. And I mean, if you look at the previous matchup, again, it ended up 6-6 at the end of the half, so it was pretty close. This one doesn't feel nearly the same. Marsborne are playing very, very well. That's just a hero play from Carson, individually popping off in order to dominate that A site. But I feel like Marsborne should actually feel pretty good about themselves. A lot of confidence should be flowing through their veins based upon this performance. Everyone playing well. Grizz hasn't really been needed that much, but he is certainly a very potent piece on that T side in particular. And with Sixy playing as well as he is, you've got pretty much everyone that can come through and have an impact, which it's kind of the same story for both of these squads, right? When each hits their ceiling, they become so very dangerous, and it's rare that it happens at the same time when they're in a matchup against each other. Grizz will get the headshot over on Snav. Marsborne trying to secure a 9th.
That's a stranglehold lead, which will be very hard to overcome if you are getting info, but Carson trades one out onto Wolfie, brings it to a 4 versus 4. Smoke will fade shortly. Viz still able to hide behind it. Now it pops down, and Viz wins the duel. Carson removed. 60, however, meets his maker. So we remain at even footing in terms of manpower. Grizz going to be huge here, but Kane will remove him. The nade taking care of Viz, putting Chop in the 1 versus 3. No bomb plant yet, but that smoke should last a little bit longer, allowing these players to cross and get it down. Risky plant for Dia, but he should have coverage from one of his teammates. Indeed, slumps right there from Pop Dog, and that's going to bring us to the halftime break with a very strong 8-4 lead for Marsborne heading into the second.
This is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. Feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
All right, we're back here with the second half of action. Marsborne and Getting Info going at it. And Marsborne have got their biggest lead on train in quite some time against Getting Info, and generally in quite some time on the map as well, because the teams they've been facing have been tough, and they haven't been able to find their rhythm. But this is a good sign for them, but it's not over yet. We know that Getting Info are very solid on this map, especially on CT side, and they're already showing it here in this pistol round. 3 frags without any response until 60 gets that first, and Snav almost falls as well. You never know how pistol rounds are going to swing, even with 2-man advantages.
Yeah, Snap being low opens up some room, but the fact that it's Glocks trying to enter in on train does at least give a little bit more advantage to the defenders holding the USPs. That first half, though, was bookended by a pair of rounds from getting info, so they can win the second half pistol, get back into the swing of things, and denying the bomb plant would almost deny the force buy from Marsborne unless they wanted to go pistols out, which would be an interesting decision there. I do like the rotation from 60 to try and find a lurker, but there doesn't need to be one if you are on Voka. You just hold your angles, play the long-range duels, which is exactly what they're doing. And it's going to be a split two-prong attack over to the A site, T-Con and Pop Dog. And 60, domed by Dia. Wolfie, he's crept forward, but will not have too much left in the server as Dia's going to hold him down as well. And that's a good activation for the Opper. Get some confidence up with the pistols. And we'll see how long it takes for him to get an op. He's going to go straight for the M4, though. And will Marsborne force is my biggest question coming into this round.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either, but I've seen crazier things.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's not unusual in the current meta to go for a force buy even without the bomb plant. But you got an 8-5 lead. You probably want to give yourselves the best chance possible of coming out and building on that lead. And right here, going for a force buy isn't necessarily it. You know that getting info aren't a team that are going to get deterred by losing this next round anyway, even if it does happen on the force buy. So you might as well just try and do it with the pistols. And if it doesn't happen, then well, the rifles will hopefully do better. And it's not happening. It really isn't. They got completely wiped out. 6th round for getting info.
They're within 2 now, but let's keep in mind that they have, unless you count the previous half rollover into this one, they have not been able to win more than 2 rounds in a row.
That is
so
true, yeah.
This is a big test. And the firepower will definitely favor the T side. They're calling a timeout, too, into this. And that just goes to show how important Marsborne take this round to be. They lose this round, getting info are right back in it. We're tie ball game. They win this round, they can put a stranglehold on getting info. This is a huge swing pendulum round in this map. Galil on 2. AKs, utilities okay. Keep an eye on those 3 MP9s, though, on the getting info side. That's where things get a little bit sketchy on the defense, and it might force them into something aggressive, which might be part of the discussion. 2 early smokes thrown, though, towards the outer yard. There's no way Marsborne are going fast, you know. They're going to slow things down a little bit, take some map control, work around, look for picks, and that's exactly the kind of pick they're looking for. Shane slipping through. He's spotted. That's one of the MP9s closing the gap. That does give Marsborne a good clue as to what the game plan is for getting info on the CT side with the lesser firepower. And Slump's going to have to stand tall. 3 players walking down Ivy on his position. No real utility to stall this either. It's all going to have to be gunfights. He wins the first 2. Does he expect a third? He's still wary of it. No real help either. He's all alone as 6E goes in, gets one traded out by Dia. Chop brings it back, and down goes Slump. But Dia's nade finds Chop in return, putting Viz in a 1 versus 2 with no bomb. That's over in T-Con.
It's a little outside of T-Con, so I think it's still recoverable. No one's in the vicinity, and I don't think anyone will be. It'd be too risky for Snav or Dia to look for information this far out of the bomb sites at this stage. Viz still wary of the possibility, though, because you never know. But eventually, we'll be able to corral this bomb. There we go. Tucked into the corner. He scoops that up. And heads towards an A site that is not defended at the moment. No one on the site proper. Yeah, he is there, but not on the site itself. We'll see if he can rotate around and spot this out before it becomes a problem. He'll hear the bomb being planted, right? Absolutely. 10 seconds left, you're right. Not much time left, and Dia's got the angle. He's got the idea here. 5 seconds now. Should be easy, and it is. Getting info shut down the first buy of Marsborne, and it is on.
Oh, that was a round Marsborne desperately wanted to win. They put all their eggs in that basket. Full investment, timeout, and what did it lead to? Slump starts it off perfectly with that double spray down. Dia plays it expertly over towards Old Bomb, and just what can you do if you're Marsborne once getting info gets started? Yeah, they've had some big individual moments. Sixy primarily, Wolfie and Viz have had a couple as well. But now it's the team game starting to show up for Voka once they get on the CT side. Shane's also on 3 kills, and you haven't really noticed his absence either, which is another problem if you're Marsborne. The fact that one of the heavier hitters on this enemy team is not showing his absence despite not really being there is a bit of an issue, and Snav's in a good spot to shut down this pistol rush. He does have Shane on the site as well. Let's see if Shane can build a little confidence as they're ready to funnel down the tunnel. Flash goes out. Here comes Snav and Shane. Shane one easy one. Snav peeks out. He's tabbed down. Shane only one more. Grizz doubles up, but here comes Carson to save the day again. The bomb is down. The lurk is over on A, and at this point it's economic damage, which 3 kills would be pretty good, but it still feels like a hollow victory, even if you do get that 3rd kill, if you're Marsborne.
Oh, it does. Viz. 47 seconds on the clock. It's being watched. Whoa, even it's being watched. Viz gets a clean headshot and no damage taken, so he sees another one. Oh. Viz threads the needle. Down to a 1v1. Dia and Viz. 32 seconds on the clock. Viz is thinking that he's going to try pushing, but Dia is still towards Khan. Viz could get this. Viz spots the body, hits the shoulder, not the head, and that will not be enough. What an effort from Viz to pull that one back, but getting info, hang on, to tie it up.
Oh man, that is incredible individual work from Viz, trying to claw Marsborne to an unlikely win, which would have kept them ahead, would have kept getting info off the tie, and more importantly, would have been a half-buy destructive round to the economy and confidence of getting info. But instead, he's found. D is back on the op. Wolfie has one as well. You mentioned the disparate stats for Wolfie on CT versus T side on this map. D as well, more confident and competent on the CT side, as you would expect. A lot's going to come down to the ops. A lot's going to come down to the rifles. How much weight can you put on the shoulders of Sixy, who's now having to actively call so much more than on the CT side? Interesting default from Marsborne. They've already used a lot of utility too. Sixy, Chop, only 1 piece each. Wolfie, none. And the op might just get tested. Wow. Tempting fate right there was the peek from Grizz, but at least they know where the op is.
That they do. Dia. He's pushing all the way down to Ivy. Going towards T-spawn. He's got a freebie here almost certainly. No! Wolfie, ready for it! Snipes him down. 5v4 in favor of Marsborne, and Dia on the side of getting info being lost is a problem, and that op is nowhere within reach.
Nowhere within reach, and you might be better served with the rifles anyway when it comes down to a retake, which very well might be, as there's only one player here on A. That's Carson. Yes, he's been incredible, but he's going to have to be more so. He's going to have to be Achilles here as he starts it off with 1 on the headshot. Smoke will allow him to move around more as T's flood the site. 2 from Carson. Bomb down. Can't get the 3rd, but he's bought time. Doesn't matter. Snav's gone down. Sixy on the entry, following up, pushing towards site. And what is left? Shane and Slump. Bomb going down. And there's an angle on the planter. One big one from Slump, but they're both coming the same direction, which is a problem. And the op from Wolfie, trained over towards Old Bomb. Ooh, this is a tight situation here for getting info. Kit there for Shane. The op might not be able to find something through that smoke. It's tapped, but the Z rotation. That's the linchpin here. Op shoots, but there goes Grizz. Slumps over top. He doesn't spot Grizz. It's overtime, though. There's no chance. It's all over. Marsborne stay ahead.
Nice couple of shots from Wolfie. Very nice performance in that clutch and keeps the op in his hands. Not to mention the lead does not swing Getting Info's way. Marsborne, for the time being, will prevent that. And since these rounds have been pretty back and forth, right, in terms of the frags that have come through within the rounds themselves, economy hasn't been built up as much as Getting Info would like on this round, 4-round win streak. And you see it, you know, they're going to have a buy up here. It's fine. But in the next round, it'll be a problem should they lose right here. And that's when Marsborne can really start to tack things on. That's a big if.
That's a huge if. Dia's op needs to be impactful. Wolfie's certainly has been. He hasn't gotten too many kills with it, but when he has, those kills have mattered. They've opened space. They've turned the tide. Sometimes that's all you need from an op. Now, momentum back to Marsborne after sliding heavily, losing 6 rounds in a row. Get back in the win column. And already they're winning the early utility damage. Snav trying to close the gap with the SMG, get up close and personal, able to get a little bit of information, but nothing else. Shane, at least he gets the Molotov down to escape, but he's down below half HP, and there's not been a single round fired back down range from the CT side so far. They're already hemorrhaging, and Marsborne are settling into this T-half.
Yeah, they really are. Chris just was trying to pre-fire there. Maybe just make someone aware of his presence. But as it stands, Ivy is not guarded up close. It is Dia playing more from camera than anything else. Won't be able to help out the players on the B site, though, should the XE go here, but it's not. This is just a fake to try and keep whoever's on B on the site, and for the sake of Marsborne, they're hoping that the players on A also rotate over, but now they won't. They've spotted out T-Con presence. Carson has 0 frags in this round, though. He falls with only damage, and they storm onto A. Util on point. It's going to be a post-plant 5v4 for Marsborne.
Or is it a save from Getting Info?
It could be.
I think it is. They don't have the utility for the retake. They don't have a kit, John.
That's crazy. You'd think they would have prioritized at least one, but...
Well, nobody bought helmets. It was up to utility and firepower, I guess, but... Yeah. So you have to make some sacrifices and trust in yourself to be able to at least get a kill on the entry to make that retake possible. You can't put it all on Carson either. He needs some help. 3 players busting through that smoke. What can you do there?
Not much. 10-8 for Marsborne. At the very least, the economy stays healthy here on the side of Getting Info, and they'll be able to get a proper buy up through, or at least a salvageable one. But Marsborne, having the lead this late in train against Getting Info is already a luxury for them that they've not been able to enjoy for a while. 60. Taking the space in the upper tunnels. Molotov was thrown earlier on to ensure that they could pop around ramp and see what's happening down below. Shane, jiggle, around the corner, throws the incendiary. They're going to run through it. They don't care. Incendiary not going to do enough damage to deter them. Snav gets one, but Shane is lost on the site. And Snav long range with an MP9. He's not liking his odds there, so he backs off completely and waits for the reinforcements to arrive. They've got the long-range power of the AWP in Dia's hands, and Slump with the A1S. Snav trying to get around to Oil, and this is actually a pretty good spot. Now they know he's here, though, and Grizz looking up. It's going to be Wolfie to take care of that. 3v2, Dia and Carson still on the back lines. It's going to be so difficult for them to pierce through now, and if Carson's lost, forget about it. Carson won't be lost. Dia hits the shot, but there's just no time left, Austin. They're going to be happy with the frags and fade off into the distance with the guns.
But can they be happy with the frags, though? They're now down by 3 rounds, and Marsborne only need 2 to win their own map pick. Volca need a response, and kills are not enough at this point. They need rounds, and they need them in bunches. And they're on CT side train. In theory, they need to be able to get this over the line and have the advantage of the CT side, and it should be the easier side to close it out on.
Should be. And right now, it's not happening. This isn't that bad of a buy-up for getting info, given the fact that they will be able to purchase in the next, but they don't want to be down 12-8, and that might happen. Sixy walks out with a great flashbang, turn in support by Viz. Finds the first, looking around for another player. He knows they're hovering somewhere, and then he takes the head off of Slump. Eventually traded on himself, but Wolfie has walked into the B site and taken care of business with the AWP. And it will be a bomb plant, post-plant, that I don't think getting info are going to want to fight. Thing is, they are forced to fight, not on the bomb site, but with Viz, who's trying to flank them out. They don't know he's here. Freebie for Viz on Carson. And Snav trying to back off, but he's going to be found out, you feel, like by Viz. Whether it be by fragging Viz or being fragged himself, and now Marsborne are absolutely going to chase.
Oh, you can take that op away and really put getting info in a bind coming into a potential last round of the map with their backs against the wall. Snav will smoke himself into a corner, take another quick shot, misses the one that he needed to hit. And Grizz will add a little insult to injury after the fact. And so Marsborne, 1 away from taking train for the first time in 3 maps against getting info. Those have all been recent too, from the last 10 days or so. Very familiar matchup. We could definitely feel Marsborne have the read this time. And more importantly, the individuals are all firing on all cylinders. Sixy, Viz, Grizz, Wolfie's been solid when called upon. And there's the start for Viz. The op is down again. It gets
That's
nothing.
Crazy. To neutralize Dia completely on the CT side has been an impressive feat from Marsborne. Maybe he's had 1, perhaps 2 rounds. I think it's only been maybe 1 where he's had impact. Outside of that, he has been dealt with. Shane and Carson are pushed up pretty aggressively in towards the upper tunnels, thinking about peering out. But as it stands, they're still holding their nerve. 5v4, they know that if they don't win the next duel, things will go from difficult to dire. And they do win that next duel. Nice shot from Slump, picking up the op off the ground and hitting that. He was an opper in the past, so not an unusual gun for him to be holding. The problem is Shane takes a step too far forward, and Chop punishes him for his movement in that direction. Could get another one here, and he does. Carson gone, 4v2. Snav and Slump, the only 2 players standing in the way of Marsborne, in a 1-0 lead in this series.
Oh, it seems like an inevitability here for Marsborne. 2 more left to find. And Snav walks right in. Gets 1. Makes it a little bit more winnable. Doubles up. Big double from Snav. Can he find more? Viz walks out of T-Con. Snav utility in hand. Able to escape. The nade will chunk him down a little bit. That second one a little bit more. But Slump's here. Hits the skeet shot. Here comes Snav. We're not done with train just yet. Getting info, have a life again.
That was a 4v2 for Marsborne that they let absolutely slip away. If this one goes to overtime, you're going to look back on that round without a question. They had full control, just needed to trade out Snav in this instance. And, I mean, Snav saw the player, so you might want to be a little more cautious about pushing up, because once you do, you're committed and you have no cover. And when he does, when Snav comes around that corner again, it's just curtains. Once it's down to that 2v2, getting info have the control they're looking for, and they don't allow Marsborne to even get the plant. That being said, enough money's been built up for Marsborne that they'll be able to get a full buy through. AK's in an op once more. Snav looking over, see if he spots anyone. Does not. And no damage done just yet in this round.
Well, still slow and methodical here from Marsborne, looking for their way in. And also, consequently, their way out of this map with a win. B on the cards. Wolfie's op may be used as a spearhead. Keep an eye on Shane, though, up close. He's had a rough map. This could be his chance for redemption. Wolfie, utility out. Should pop a flash as well for his boys to tunnel on through. Shane beginning to push up. Nobody's watching. Nobody's keeping an eye. And Wolfie able to get the trade, but it's a trade and not the opening pick. 60, the lurk yields 1 and 2. Viz has another. They rotate out. 60's open up the site and all but closed out the map. Grizz will finish it. 13-9. Marsborne finally get their win back on train against Voka.
They flipped the table, right? It was a 13-9 scoreline in favor of getting info last time, but this time, Marsborne are the ones to get their biggest lead, that 4-round lead that they had in that first half. It got even bigger, of course, but that was the point where you're like, okay, this could be legit. This could be Marsborne getting back to their form that they've had on train in the past. And even against Getting Info, they were beating them at one point in time, had 2 in a row on train, and then it flipped over the other way, and finally, well, it was inevitable. That 5-game losing streak had to end, Austin, and it will.
It had to end, and it finally did. Marsborne push it over the line on their opponent's map pick, with their pick of Nuke waiting in the wings. We'll be right back on the other side of this break for map 2 of this consolidation final.
speaker tone blows. I'll keep going till my speaker tone blows. I'll keep going till my speaker tone blows. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my speaker tone. I'll keep going till my speaker tone blows. 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 Going till my speaker tone blows. I'll keep going till my speaker tone blows. I'll keep going till my speaker tone blows. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my speaker tone blows. I'll keep going 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 till my speaker tone blows.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll, Lex account a blue face. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brother since 6th grade. G-Wagon, red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, acting like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on the better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. But you know,
All right, we're back in here, getting ready for map number 2. Marsborne, a 1-0 lead, only a map away from the grand finals here of Cup number 4, where Skinrave wait in the wings for the winner of this one. And now, going on to Nuke, it's been a great map for Marsborne, right, Austin? You look at that 5-game win streak they had against Saw, Phoenix, Overnight Ghost, and Bari Pickers. That was a nice little win streak they put together. But then we watched them play against Mythic, and everything felt like it was just falling apart.
Yeah, it did. But was that a one-off, or is that a sign of things to come?
Yeah, that's the big question, right? Like, can they recover from that and play a lot better here? I've seen Sixy have some fantastic performances on Nuke, both in terms of calling and individual performance, but that matchup just gave me that doubt in my mind. Like, are they going to be able to even be competitive here up against a Voka squad that has been fairly dominant against teams that, well, if you look at the caliber of them, aren't that great, TSG and Mazrea, 13-4 and 13-1. And then yesterday against Skinrave, it was competitive, but Skinrave were able to push it across the finish line and get a 13-10 result. We'll see if Marsborne can do the same, but just overall in terms of maps played and reps on the map, Marsborne have the advantage there.
Yeah, I think it's really going to come down to the CT side here for getting info as well, because their T side was very weak yesterday against Skinrave. And for Marsborne, they've had a little bit of time, not a lot. Again, they've been playing every single day, but they've had a little bit of time to at least go over some different ideas, talk about what went wrong, and try to, at least in theory, fix the problem they had versus Mythic. It could have, of course, been an off night as well, not coming into the game fully mentally prepared, expecting a bit of an easier opponent. And definitely they do not have an easy opponent tonight, which they have at least answered the call on the first map. And should they continue to play from Train on Nuke, I don't have any doubt Marsborne will take their pick. It's just a matter of what Getting Info can do to put it on the board, put rounds on the board, because Marsborne played a very strong Train, and Voka were not able to really get anything sustainable in that one.
Right.
Yeah, they had a streak here of about, I think it was a 7-round or 6-round streak, but some of that was more or less just Marsborne figuring out the setups and the tendencies of the CT side.
Certainly. Well, we're into the action. We'll see how it goes. Chop. Moving forward. Carson looking for a fight immediately with those dualies. He was so good at the beginning of Train. We'll see if he can channel some of that energy forward here onto the CT side of Nuke. Shane, opener. 60 gone. Carson tapping away with the dualies, being very patient with his shots, but Chop flies around the corner, F1 race car peak, and makes it a quick 4v4. Not to mention Shane is getting peppered down to 11 HP. They need to be careful. So much emphasis on this A site that B is wide open and free for the taking. Wolfie stuck outside. He could fall. Oh my goodness, what a razor sharp shot to make it so that it's only even numbers when he gets traded. Not to mention the damage done on Shane and Dia. Maybe too difficult to overcome. Bomb planted. Dia, wow, what a swing and a shot. Close range with the USP, and now it's only Chop left in a 1v3. Gets the first, wants the second, finds that. A third coming his way, has to reload the Glock, and he flies out of that window with zero hesitation, trying to line up the final shot, but it will be Slump with the dual elites getting the round across the line for Getting Info.
Getting Info limp across the finish line with a round victory on the pistol. They have yet to lose a pistol round this series, winning their third consecutive. But Marsborne, they get the bomb down. They get 4 kills. Chop can go straight for dropping an AK over to, I would say, drop that to 60, given how well he played with the rifle last map, and try and get some guns out and do some serious damage. But it looks like Marsborne will take a little more of a communal approach and get 3 Galils up. Eagle for 60, P2, or Tech 9 rather for Grizz, although I would not mind seeing Viz on the Deagle, given what he did on Train on that one Deagle round. But we'll see what they have in store, and I think Getting Info have to be wary of the possibility of this force buy, knowing that it has to be coming forth, and also knowing what they were able to do on a similar buy to Marsborne on Train. And already early start, 60 goes down, but that's just a trade play. They got one of the rifles out of the picture, and half damage onto Slump as well. Snav's been spotted and tagged. Damage duels being won here by Marsborne in the early going of this force buy round.
Yeah, and I mean, with the amount of emphasis that Marsborne put towards outside and making noise as they're walking through that wall of smokes, you could easily double back and just assume that rotations are going to go to the B site and maybe send it to A. But they're not going to do that. Seems like they want to see what's going to happen first. They're waiting for the smoke to fade off. Snav looking over top of it, expecting a boost. Moves ever closer. I feel like Snav will be tempted to swing once the smoke fades, but well, he turns his back on the players as they move forward. Timing could be in favor of Marsborne here, and it absolutely is. Snav, util in his hands, falls by the wayside. Marsborne charge into a B site that is now going to be undefended. Carson trying to retake that space. It's just going to be too difficult with only the MP9 and so many players barreling down in his direction. Molotov toss forward. They may just call this off.
They probably should. It's the 4-spy wars to start things off, and they're definitely going to need to retreat here and save what they can. But Chop's lurk has already yielded now its second kill. He got one on the A site. He now picks Carson off, trying to trade or save. And Shane, what is he going to be able to do? At least there's nobody in his vicinity, so he should be fine to save here. But instead of saving 2 MP9s, armor, and a decent amount of utility, it's relegated to just one of those SMGs, the utility and the defuse kit. So, pretty rough round for Voka, and a great response from Marsborne. Started out getting one of those rifles in isolation, and then the timing for Grizz could not have been better.
Yeah, and he does go down to the bomb, but it really doesn't matter. It's Marsborne with 3 survivors, only 1 on the other side for getting info, whose money is going to be completely shot. And you really want to pile on those T rounds as soon as you can on Nuke. You don't want to waste any time, because once the economy builds up on CT side and they get a foundation under them, it becomes much more difficult to try and secure T-sided rounds. And actually, looking at the T-round win percentage for Marsborne, it's pretty solid, 50.9%. Anything above 50% on a map like Nuke T-side is quite good. So we'll see if they can continue to have good impact on the attacking end. There's the head spotted. 60 can't connect with it, but Viz will. 5v4 just like that. Oh, dropping down, mid-air shot, in fact, on to Slump from 60, and all the bodies are hitting the floor for the side of getting info. It is just Carson left, and this was a 4-spy, but it didn't work out.
Didn't work out. Only 1 kill, maybe 1 more for Carson, but doesn't look likely with Viz in prime position to shut him down. Only takes 1 round. And there's 2 on the hop for Marsborne now, taking their first lead of this map on the T side, and definitely the CT side has to be strong for Voka. 63% on their CT side to a paltry 43.9 on the offense.
Oof.
So this half is a lot of pressure for Voka.
Without a doubt.
And this round is not one they can really hope to do anything in, just USPs and the P2000. Snav being the guy who wants to be different and contrarian with the pistol that almost nobody uses. Are you more of a P2000 guy or a USP guy, Jim? Oh yeah. Mm-hmm. Terrorists win. And it just sounds nicer too. I would say on CSGO, I preferred the P2K far more than the USP. I can't do the P2K on CS2. I don't know what it is. I was a P2K player for years.
I mean, I haven't really used the P2K. Actually, no, that's not true. I did start using the P2K at the beginning of CS2, and I felt it worked pretty well. I didn't really have a problem with it. I just switched to USP because, for whatever reason, headshots feel a lot sharper with the pistols in CS2, and 60 absolutely erases Carson going in towards that ramp room. 5v4 just like that for Marsborne, as Snav is down to 13 as well. Oh, Dia drops down, and, well, he tries to guise off his drop, but it doesn't matter. 60 takes care of that. It is all Marsborne here. The round's already over. That was a buy-up for getting info. They had rifles in that round, and Marsborne made it look like they were on an eco, and that's an immediate timeout called for getting info.
Yeah, it started out so well for 60. He gets a gift as Carson's standing out in the middle of the open with utility in hand. And then Chop adds a couple more. The drop is a freebie for 60. He knows exactly what's coming there. And everything went perfectly for Marsborne. And we see the 60 play on the highlight. Just only one kill back in return for Voka. And they're back on the pistol half buy as well. This is a disastrous start to a CT side, which needed to be strong for them. And Marsborne are looking to have a date with Skin Rave tomorrow. But they have to get this one done first. They have to close it out. Can't get overconfident. And get the job done. Chop's also having himself a map 9-1. 3 kills in the pistol round. 6 kills after that. 60, of course. Highlight of that last round. But Marsborne are firing on all cylinders. It's a brand new, freshly tuned engine with some fresh oil. They are looking good. And a little bit better, as that's an easy opening again for 60, who just continues to walk around the map like he owns the place.
I mean, 60 is good on Nuke. Like, when he finds his rhythm, he becomes a scary customer, and there he goes again. Carson gone. They're just methodically clearing out everything right now, our Marsborne. Snav does have the MP9, and you have Shane on a 5.7. But how much can they really expect to do? All 3 players either in lobby or the site, or the A site, excuse me. Eventually they're going to move in. There they go. Marsborne completely decapitates Shane. Wolfie takes care of the next, and Snav is likely soon to fall as well. Sprayed down to 2 HP, and then Chop finishes the job through the wall.
They don't ask how, they ask how many. And the kills are flying fully for everybody in Marsborne colors. The op is out for Dia, but if it's anything like Train, it's going to be a bit of a struggle for him. He has not had the best times this evening, which is a bit unfortunate considering how well he played last night. It just seems that maybe Marsborne bring a level of competition that Voka are finding it hard to stand up to. Look at the combined kills, too.
Yeah.
You have 4, 5, 6, 9 kills combined on getting info. Chop has 10.
Yeah, Chop's out playing getting info by himself. That's a really good point, Austin. Unbelievable. Shane finally striking true on Chop, and he's completely blinded, but Snap supporting Carson as well. Here we go. Getting info on the defense, shutting down Marsborne for only the 2nd time, but at least it's mostly clean. Look, a lot of damage taken, let's be honest. 3 players below the half health mark, but the important thing is they survive, they stabilize their economy a little bit, and it's still within reach for them to have a winning CT side. But the money has built up so significantly for Marsborne because they were winning those rounds very cleanly on their side for pretty much all of them. We'll see. I mean, it's only 1 round, and it could easily be isolated after this with a Marsborne round victory, but it's something to give getting info a little bit of hope.
A little bit of hope, a wee bit of hope. And I think for getting info, if they can claw this back to a 7-5, which is quite a stretch, 6 rounds in a row required for that, you would have some serious hope at that point. Even a 6-6 scoreline, though, I feel is not good enough for Voka at this point. They need the lead going into the second half. They've been so good on the pistols, that would help out significantly, but there's really no margin for error. It's so slim. Given they lost their own map pick, Marsborne has a very good CT side, as you would expect. Slim pickings over here on the getting info side of things, and Secret is taken secretly by Marsborne. There's a little bit of an idea that somebody could be down here. There's a vent drop from Snav, but if he gets overwhelmed, it's going to be a long round for getting info.
Oh, yeah. Oh, he's got the spot, but not the shots. Viz takes down Snav. And now it'll be a 5v3. Chop on the other side takes care of Shane. They don't know where it's going to go. Carson's in a big spot. He will find one. The second, no. Man advantage briefly for Marsborne, but Dia's going to connect with the AWP. So back and forth we go. Each team trying to wrestle things out of the other's hands. 60 spots out Slump, but Slump wins the duel and no damage done to Slump at all. It is all on Grizz's back to try and secure a 6. He's thinking of opening the door, but that would give away his position entirely. So instead, he just hovers around the site, gets the first, back into cover. Dia, 1v1. Does he do it? He does, Grizz! The 1v2 clutch 3K on the round, and Marsborne have ensured that Getting Info cannot get a lead on their CT side.
Grizz has been a little quiet throughout the course of this series. He's had some moments here and there, but none bigger than that clutch.
Yep.
Had to be perfect. And he was. Yeah, some of the sprays weren't exactly clean headshots, but he outpositions and outplays the remaining Voca players. And that's how he wins this round. Walking around, catching Dia off guard, the repass over, closing the gap to, throwing off the perspective angles for the Getting Info players. Well done. High IQ Counter-Strike there from Grizz. And denying that lead possibility, forcing at least a tie. Chop and 60 get 3 entries onto the A site quickly. It's another buy from Getting Info that looks like it's nothing but pistols. Dia doubles down, 3 on the round now, and we're sitting at a 2 versus 2 with the bomb at his feet. But here comes Wolfie to rain on his parade. Carson, is it his turn to shine bright? Or can Marsborne put him out like a light?
It's so difficult. Everything has to go his way here, and it won't. Viz around the corner perfectly. Carson's head is gone, and Marsborne extend their lead to 5. Getting Info cannot seem to find anything on their CT side in terms of consistency. Around here and there is not good enough.
No. Isolated doesn't do it. CT side, T side doesn't matter. You need to win in bunches. Marsborne have done that. Going back to train as well. As it's another buy up from Getting Info, but the utility is sorely lacking for the CT side. Slump already tagged down to 67 HP. I think the kids find something funny about that number. Still eludes me.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's completely random. Anyway, we won't focus on that for too long. As Getting Info, they're looking at this scoreline saying, how is this happening? Again, it feels like the previous map on repeat.
But worse.
Yeah, definitely. Because it's on their CT side now that things are going completely wrong.
And at least it was somewhat even in a lot of those rounds lost. There's the first good start, though, with that opening pick on the 60. But Chop's right there to trade it back, takes the dink, but that's still a 4 versus 4. And again, Marsborne already secured the half. Everything else is more than icing on the cake. That's the side of filet mignon.
I think they're just going to go down vent here.
They might get
So much presence towards A. Nice nade from Grizz. They lose Viz, but Wolfie connects onto Snap to bring it down to even numbers, and that will keep them on A. They are going to go towards the B site. This will be realized quickly. Slump rotating around. Wolfie decides not to hold the angle, backs off instead so he can shotgun up. Grizz, he got the spot. He saw the shoulder there on that jump, so he throws the Molotov right at the stairs. Keeps Slump at bay for a few seconds longer. They're walking into the op of Wolfie. Ooh, he fires a little too soon, but closes the door in their faces. Now it opens up again. He has the chamber of the round. He can't hit the shot. It's all down to Grizz again. Another 1v2 to try and clutch us out. No kit. You're absolutely right, Austin. Grizz gets dinked through the door. Now Dia has to try and stick it. He can't do it. Grizz has done it again. He will clutch this out and find victory, even if he loses his life. 8-2 for Marsborne, and there are no survivors here.
It just keeps getting worse and worse for Getting Info. They are lower and lower on money despite having max loss. They've lost another clutch to Grizz, who plays it perfectly. baits out the counter spray, so he doesn't even have to be the one to break the door, which is the best part of that. It's planted perfectly for him, and that's a free kill onto Dia. There's nothing Dia could do about it, nothing his teammate could do about it, and it doesn't matter that Grizz goes down with the ship. He got the round across the board, and that's what matters.
And they have so much...
8-2.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I mean, they have so much money, right?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it doesn't matter anyway. He could...
Realistically, Viz should drop Grizz, but, you know.
Yeah, but at the same time, he can do it next round.
It's a nitpick.
Exactly. No, I understand what you're saying. But 8 rounds for Marsborne guaranteed again in the first half. That's crazy. I mean, they went to this map instead of Overpass, and I think that was a fantastic decision. Because it was uncharted territory between the two teams, right? So they figured this is where we should go. I say that, I'm just checking. Yeah, it is uncharted territory. They haven't played it this year against each other.
Yeah, it was a good little pocket pick here from Marsborne, and definitely looking way better than they did against Mythic, but Slump's able to get a couple of kills out of yard. Viz only able to find the one, so the man advantage is with getting info for now. Wolfie on the AK, working around, looking for a pick through, and he'll trace Slump right through. The smoke bloom will reveal his position. Grizz 1 for 1, but Shane drops down. There's 2 for him. Wolfie now 1 versus 2. First duel 1, takes half his health, but he wins it pretty darn well, getting the headshot. Bomb is down, and Wolfie has a lot of time to play around with, but Shane's also taking advantage, and he'll reposition around. Big round for Shane and getting info, but it almost seems like too little too late at this point. 4 rounds on the CT side, their best case scenario.
I still like the way Wolfie played that, though, because he walks forward to try and give the impression that he's moving through the smoke to get the jump on Shane as he comes around that corner. It's just that Shane was a little too sharp. I think it was still the right choice from Wolfie to go for that type of play, given the time left on the clock and the situation that he was in. But at least getting info, like you mentioned, salvaging a third, maybe a fourth. Is it too little too late? I want to say probably, but you never know how good their T side might be. Although the stats do not tell a pretty story in that regard, the sample size is a lot smaller than Marsborne's. Snav and Carson take care of job. He's just trying to slip into the vents, but they saw him. And I'll take care of that. Smoking to get thrown from Mini. Carson, I think he was thinking about going ahead of it, but instead we'll just hang around. And Mini, oh my goodness, Wolfie, what a peek from Slump. He gets the info peek and then goes around the corner and takes his head clean off. A 4v4 now. Marsborne flirting with a 9th.
60 mowed down. No real response from him, as Marsborne are dueling at range right now, kind of spread apart. Don't seem to have too much of an actual plan to get back into this round yet, but the spot onto Carson's huge. Viz knows all the space that's been taken, which consequently puts Marsborne into a bit of a rougher spot. The op again misses from Dia. And that's going to give some opportunity over towards the ace side. Molotov down, forces Shane back. In they go, but it's a 1-for-1. They can't afford that. But Viz, another headshot on a snap this time. Carson, they know, is over towards lobby. So Viz is going to cross carefully. Has Overwatch from Grizz, I believe, as well. But here comes Carson, walking through the smoke. Viz doesn't check it. Grabs the bomb, looks to the door, sprays away. Carson bides his time. Well played from him. Grizz, lucky to be alive, but not for long. Great shot from Carson. Molly out, ops there. And getting info will grab a 4th at the dying breath of the half. It's a 4th that gives them some life, but it is not ideal. Another 8-4 Marsborne lead heading into the halftime break.
Alrighty, second half of action. Marsborne, 8 rounds on their T side of Nuke, only 4 for Getting Info, and 2 of those at the tail end. It was the first time that Getting Info were even able to string 2 rounds together at the end of that first half, and now they'll switch over to T side. I don't know, Austin. It feels like this one might already be too far gone, but Getting Info have pulled it back from worse score lines.
They have, and they've been flawless on the pistol round so far this series. So if they're going to close that gap, this would definitely help a significant amount. Utility ready for the A-pump, though, for Getting Info. And Marsborne are just holding the line, waiting, biding their time. Now the utility flies in, they know what's happening, and Chop at second vents, dodges the flash, doesn't get cleared, and does take a while to drop the bomb, and Slump and Dia are going to take full advantage of the space given. Bomb plant down, and a very likely pistol round win now for Getting Info. Although Grizz and Sixy might have something to say about it as they go up 1 heaven, 1 lobby, but Dia, another big one on the Glock, putting it all down to Danny, who's domed by Dia. And 4 for 4 on the pistol rounds are Getting Info. 0 for 1 on the maps. They can't afford to go 0 for 2. But that is exactly how you stay alive in a series.
Man, pistol rounds pretty miserable for Marsborne.
Yeah.
Not winning a single one, and they still won the first map, and they're still up 8-5 here, even with the lost pistol round. So bear that in mind as they go for the force buy. 2 MP9s, 2 5.7s, and the Scout. Not too bad. Not nearly as good as what Getting Info are bringing their way, but if you play it right, you might be okay. Carson. He's got the nade out. Tosses that forward. And they will go for some outside control. At least Carson will. He wants to try and attract attention in this direction. In the meantime, his teammates are going in to Trophy, maybe ramp. Grizz, jiggle peeking. He's going to throw the smoke down as soon as he spots even a shoulder. It's not happening. At least not yet.
Well, it's another slow round from the T's, just trying to bait out the utility that is quickly being squandered by Marsborne. Smoke and a flash is all they have left. Carson, though, ready to pop open the single door. And what does he find but an empty bomb site? That's going to be something to keep an eye on, because Carson can flank over Grizz, who's about to spot the players coming a ramp. There's no way he expects Carson coming up from the behind, which, Getting Info now, don't need to push until Carson can make his play. Although time is running down, and Grizz is just going to get forced down. Sixy's here as well. Here comes Slump for 2. Carson spotted. That should be the round, though. As there's a couple players down low, which might change the equation, but Shane long range with the Galil takes care of Viz. And now it really seems like there's no way back in here for Marsborne, and 2 quick rounds to start things off in the second half for Getting Info. Looking like they just took a nap for the last half of a map.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, this is far from over, and I think the real test will be once Marsborne has guns in their hands. But as of now, converting off the pistol, denying the force buy, and it will be an eco in the next. The one thing that Marsborne want to try and get out of this are the MP9 and the Scout.
Mm-hmm.
But Wolfie has to make sure he's all the way at the back here to avoid that bomb damage. And now should be safe.
Terrorists win.
Galil's, Max, everything good again for Getting Info. Looking to build up some cash against a Marsborne team, which will have 1 set of armor. That's going to be the vest on Chop. Everyone else will be limited to pistols, no armor. Scout for Wolfie. He'll actually buy a vest around that. Not a bad idea. Now, a little bit of utility used. Chop taking the ground aggressively. But Grizz will surely be overwhelmed here. Gets a dink, but doesn't really equate to much. Down to Bigo, Getting Info. And Marsborne probably going to try to do something about this, but there's not really much they can do. Unless they get a massive break, and Dia, back ramp, one big one. Should have a second too, although he might just give himself up to Chop. Oh no, what a play by Chop letting him go.
I kind of like it, because Snav's not going to expect this at all. Okay, a little messy from Chop at the end of it, but he does manage to find that. Knows Dia's around the corner, so he's just fading off. I guess they want to save these? They don't have to. They're going to bind the next anyway, and you see Viz, he's looking up, expecting the play to be there, but instead it goes to the left, and Dia clotheslines him. Chop and Wolfie looking for some exits. Chop expecting to find someone, but they're already gone. And he will die to the bomb. Goodbye, Chop. 7-8. Getting info 1 round away from tying things up here, but the guns will be back out on Marsborne's end. Wolfie could get an op here.
He can get an op, and I would like to see him go for that, but scout it is, I guess.
Yeah.
Interesting choice. Very interesting choice. Let's see what he can do. Dia, through fire, takes a little bit of damage outside. Goes before the smoke, but still gets the drive-by on 60. Now the individuals are showing up, and it's Dia without his op, who has taken over this T side and been the main source of horsepower for this getting info side. But here's Viz. One big one. Grizz needs a couple here. Takes the first and maybe the second. He'll back away from Dia. But it's man advantage for Marsborne, something they haven't had on the CT side, I believe, at all, even going back to the pistol.
No, they didn't. That was a really nice play from Grizz. I mean, he just has to thread the needle for one, and there was a second player there, but he doesn't even have to worry about it in terms of damage. He knows he has a lot of control just by getting that shot. Shane will find Viz, and now things get a little interesting once more. A lot of damage taken by Shane in that duel. Chop's trying to finish him off, and he absolutely will. Great approach and spacing from Chop to ensure that the trade is clean. Now you see getting info with 2 players left, 48 seconds on the clock. Trying to decide where they want to go. Dia's below and Snav is above. Bomb on Snav's back. And he's trying to head, I think, to ramp to group up with Dia. But Wolfie's watching with the scout. A headshot here would end him. And it's right, exactly as described. A headshot from Wolfie will end the round pretty much. Dia is finished off by Grizz, and it will be 9-7. Marsborne have their first in the second half.
Their first comes after a little bit of a slide. But Marsborne get it back after losing 60 early too, so it was not a great start for the CT side, but they battled back. Well-positioned plays from Grizz and Viz. Nice headshot from Wolfie doesn't really cause too much harm either. In fact, it's a big help, and he'll go straight for the op. So does Dia, and that's an interesting decision too, because Dia's been so much more effective on the rifle and pistols than he has been on the op so far in the series. I'm a little concerned that he might end up hamstringing himself in a very critical round for his team's success by going straight for the big green gun.
Yeah, he's on top of the silo right now, towards outside. They're not gaining the space because Marsborne aren't fighting for it. 60's got the nade ready. He's going to toss it now. It's a little late. Oh, he spots Carson. Carson was visible, and Viz will take care of that. Chop onto Snav. It's just happening in bunches right now for Marsborne. They get a 5v3 in a split second. 60 maneuvering his way into the smoke. Dia goes down secret, so that's one piece. That'll be near the B site, which isn't very defended, but only one. Slump gone. Wolfie hits the shot, and Chop gets another. What a round from Marsborne.
Great round from Marsborne here. Dia's still alive, but it's a 1 versus 5 with the op, and he's about to get backstabbed by 60, who's going to walk on in, and I think we all know what he's going for here. Knife out, and takes 2, but he gets the job done. Goes for a little more BM as well, and that's how you know Danny is really feeling it. Full confidence to go for the knife. What a round for Marsborne again, though. When they win these rounds, they're so overpowering. it's always a steamroll of a round. It's almost never close. And Viz has really kicked it up a notch, too, in the latter stage of this map. Yeah, Chop's had a fantastic map. Yeah.
Chop has just been ridiculous, right? He just does his job. He's a quiet player. You don't necessarily notice him getting these frags because he's just stabilizing himself and delivering as his team expects him to in the right spots.
It's just a little chip away here, one cut here, one cut there. Wolfie spots Slump up top silo, doesn't take the shot, he'll just fade away, leaving Viz to do the damage up close and personal. Outer yard has 60 as well. Slump drops down, one gone. Sees the shadow, gets the dink, not quite the kill, but Viz also noticed because of his spray. He'll tuck away towards Glaive and Red Box. Still trying to do some damage. Flames force him back and away. And what a shot by Viz on the D. How does he spot the head there? 4 pixels maybe show up top there, but Viz is on another level. His have been flashy. Chops have been steady. And it's a 3 versus 3, but the damage does favor Marsborne here, especially keeping Wolfie alive. Chop and Grizz, the other 2 rifles. Shane on a MAC-10, not exactly the best gun to have either. So, things are looking bleak for getting info. Although they might find a way in towards A. Where's Carson?
Where? Grizz? I think Grizz is
outside.
Yeah, I think Grizz is in mini and Carson's outside right now. That's my understanding of this.
Yeah, and look at Chop. He's over in vending machine.
Yeah. If they overlook Chop and go towards vending, it's a problem, but they're not heading there. It's on Grizz, it seems. Grizz, trying to line him up for mini. He doesn't know they're coming from this direction just yet. Now we'll know, but Carson catches him looking the wrong way. Now they've got a 3v2 edge. Moving into the site, Wolfie tears it away. 2v2 now.
And the lurk. The Molly's going to completely give them a false sense of security, allowing Chop to peek out. 7 seconds, it's over. The round is done. And Marsborne, 5 match points in this consolidation final to kick getting info out of the 4th and final ECL Season 50 Cup in North America. Oh, what a performance again. Viz, the headshot. Chop, again, just doing what he does best. Playing his role, doing his job. He's that one guy at work that you don't really notice all the time, but when he's gone, then you notice he's not there.
Yeah.
Man, I really miss that guy.
Exactly that. Exactly that. 12-7 for Marsborne, though. Everyone has been playing well at one point or another here on Nuke. They've each had their moments in the spotlight as getting info are bringing through whatever they can in what could be the final round of play for them in ECL Season 50. Here they go, in towards ramp. 1-2 for Grizz, continues to spam forward, down low, but 60 and Chop are ending it. It is done, folks, just like that. Snap your fingers, blink and you miss it. It is over, 13-7 in favor of Marsborne. They take this series 2-0, and they are headed to the grand finals up against Skinrave.
What a turnaround for Marsborne, going from losing 2-0 to getting info in the upper bracket, losing a map to Mythic in the lower, to pretty much dominating getting info in this consolidation final. 13-9 on one of the stronger maps for getting info of Train, and then 13-7 on Nuke, an utter demolition job. of getting info. Only lost a couple of rounds that were kind of a little bit suspicious, like not suspicious, but just a little shaky. But overall, Marsborne just destroy anything getting info have. And it's not just because of the spacing. The spacing was very good overall, but some of the individuals just popping off in moments. Grizz, Viz, Chop having a great final map in this series, Sixy, Wolfie, everybody did their job to perfection.
I thought Wolfie was especially good, right? On both Nuke and Train, which is what you need from your Opper on these two maps, especially on CT side, and he delivered every single time. It was really a pleasure to watch, and it again reinforces our thinking that having him off the IGL duties is only a benefit for this squad, and also having 60 IGL and seeing him pop off individually repeatedly is a boon for them too. I love the composition of this roster.
It's a fun team to watch.
Yes.
It has a lot of good parts, and it's a team that really comes together as a sum of its parts instead of being 5 individuals. And considering the fact that this team being 5 individuals will still be very good, just elevates them to another level.
Really does. All right, well, that's going to wrap things up for today. Marsborne advances to the grand final, and they will face off against Skinrave. Getting info are done, but maybe in future ECL seasons, they'll be back to compete again. Guys, this has been myself, JRT, with Boggs by my side. We are signing off for the night and hope you have a good one.
ESL presents ESL Challenger League in partnership with Intel, Acer Predator, DHL.